inspired by somebody who is awfully whiny lately, who had a I hate everything list yesterday on YouTube. Me and Coach decided we'll do one of the same. Get ready.
You know what, guys? In a nice way, y'all. We don't give a shit.
Good evening, and welcome back to Hall of Fame College Football with Jason and the coach. I'm your host, Jason Watkins. He's the coach, Philip Roybal. And if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame college football. Welcome to the show.
Wipe your damn feet. Wipe your damn feet.
Wipe your feet so we don't hate you too.
Don't come in the house without wiping your feet. My mama would have whooped my ass for walking in the house with my shoes.
It's disrespectful, brother. It's just disrespectful.
It is.
Welcome back, Coach. Good to see you.
Hey, great to be back, man. Good seeing you.
Cool. Good. Hey, you know, our good friend John Kurtz over at the Big 12, whatever the fuck he calls it, show yesterday was whining like he always does, and that's all he does lately. I mean, he's a Big 12 guy, and I get that, and that's fine. I like a lot of Big 12 guys. I was trying to actually get Cody to come on and mess with this a little bit because I do fucking hate Okie Light, but but
amen.
What's up there, USC J? But anyway, Kurtz was whining as usual about the SEC and the Big Ten, but mostly the SEC. And then he decided he's doing the hate everybody list or whatever, his list. And of course, the 1 and 2 are Texas and Oklahoma. And I got to think, I was like, man, do you ever do anything but whine? Golly. It's like, and that's all most of these, aside from BYU, who's just happy to be in a power conference, and they got one of the best coaches in the country too, in Kalani Sitake, so they don't bitch and complain. They just go out there and get it done. They went and got a 5-star quarterback in Ryder Lyons that was supposed to be going to Oregon or USC. And it was pretty, I mean, you know, they went over there and they just keep on getting it done instead of complaining. They just seem to just go ahead and just, you know, evolve with the rest of it. As a coach, you probably needed an ass whipping for some shit you was going to do anyway. It's possible. We always do.
You ain't wrong, brother.
Yeah. And look, I mean, I generally don't mind. And here's the thing, like Kurtz is a big K-State guy, and I'm indifferent to K-State. And I like Tim Fitzgerald. He's one of my favorite creators out here on YouTube. 247 guy. He's a great dude. I've got respect for a lot of K-State homers. This dude is on my last damn nerve. So, but I figured, let's play along. Let's decide who it is that, you know, you as a Notre Dame fan, me as an Oklahoma fan, who do we hate the most? Now, USCJ, you might run them run. Because we're both going to be hating on the Trojans. Just kidding, man. All love for USCJ, though. All you love for USCJ. He's my homie. What's up with you? How you been? Shout out to BYU, though, Coach.
Absolutely.
Big move by them to get Ryder Lyons down. He will be going on one of the Mormon missions and all that stuff. And so I talked to Bomber Brown. I think he's going to be on with me in the morning. Nathan Bomber Brown, and he was like, man, it's exciting and all that stuff, and he's like, I just hope that he's ready to rock and roll when he gets back and everything. I said, shh. This is a big move on your part, because I'll just say it's a big move for you to be able to. I mean, they're putting their money where their mouth is. They wanted to be in this position so that they could have a chance to play for national championships. Whether or not you think this is going to help them do that is neither here nor there. They are actually going out there and putting their money where their mouth is. Agreed. They beat SMU in their house last year, a playoff team, and didn't get in. Didn't even get into the championship, and I don't even know what they were doing in the Big 12. But I'm going to start off my top 5 with the Big 12 wine bags. I'm sick and tired of you folks. John Kurtz being the number one of them. Knock it off. You know what? You can bitch and complain about Oklahoma all you want to, and Texas too, for that matter. You bitched and complained about them when they were in the conference with you too. Complained. If you're still bitching about Texas and Oklahoma, you suck. You're not even getting it anymore. You're not even getting it anymore.
And I tell you, and you know what, Jason?
2-9, or 3-9 and 0-9 in the damn conference the year after Oklahoma leaves. Go ahead, Coach. I didn't mean to cut you.
No, I'm just tired of the damn moaning and bitching and whining and complaining about woe is me, woe's our program. If this is the deal, that's why we're left out. I mean, there's all kinds of damn whiny shit going on. And, I'd listen to the guy at Nebraska.
Matt Rule. Yeah, he's another one we could add to that list. Jeez.
Oh, geez.
Whiny bitches.
Christ. You just talk about just whining constantly. Mm-hmm. And I just, you just get tired of that shit. And, but Jason, it doesn't surprise me that we have so many whiners in the Big 12. And again, I know I piss people off when I say this, but the Big 12 sucks. That's why they whine, because they suck from top to bottom. They're and I say top to bottom. I shouldn't make that statement. But
yeah, you can pick and choose between them. You can really pick and choose between them.
It's the after 2 or 3 teams in the Big 12, the rest of them they're just not very damn good. Maybe 2 or 3 are decent, and then the rest of them.
Scott Walker, I would say this. Listen, that's the easy way to go out. I mean, I'm not giving them. I mean, this is since we're doing this little countdown or whatever, just understand that it's a given. The Texas one is a given, right? If you're wearing this hat, the Texas one is a given. So I'm gonna talk about some other ones that I'm kind of sick of right now. It's just like my current sick to death of you list. You know what I mean?
That's just is my name on your list?
No, you're good. No, I tend to get I'm amused most of the time that we hang around with each other. But it is, I mean, yeah, it's a given. The Texas one is given. Okie Light is an obvious one too. I'm sick to death of them too. They got a guy from Oklahoma that OU was in on him, but they weren't going to pay the amount of money. Well, and I'll have Cody on in the morning. I think he's going to come on with Bomber at some point tomorrow.
Man, I'm going to miss it.
Yeah, well, you can pop in if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah. You know what my days have been like.
I do. I didn't see you all day today. I didn't see you all day today.
This is refreshing.
Yeah. Well, OU fans agree Vince Young's knee was down. No. No, and I mean, listen, I would love to be able to say, yeah, they beat you fair and square, man. They beat you fair and square that day. That was one of the greatest performances, and and I think I'm a yak whenever I say this, that may be one of the best performances I've ever seen in college football. Period. End of story.
No, very true. Very true.
Like I said, hate Texas. Not a big Vince fan. I'm a fan I was a fan of watching him do his thing though. That guy was unreal. And you know what? You gotta give props for where it's due. He whipped the shit out of him. And look, and USC didn't play their best game either. I'll give you that one. You didn't play your best game. You know, when Reggie did that stupid pitch, what the fuck were you thinking? You know what I mean? I mean, there's some dumb stuff that went on as far as what happened with SC, and I think SC was the better team overall, but they weren't that day. They weren't that day. You didn't have a stipulation. No. You can say, hey, listen, man, I expect you guys to say Texas, okay? It's all good. It's all good. I'm just saying myself, just know it's a given for me to count down. And, you know, yes, Texas is in there. They have a perpetual number one there. You know what I mean? 1A. They got a perpetual deal there.
Yeah,
right?
No doubt.
So, but we'll add something to it today. All right, bro. Florida, Texas, South Carolina, Florida State, all annoying as fuck. Now listen, you know, I'm giving some love to the Florida State clan right now because, you know, they went and got Jaden and everything, and I'm glad to see Jaden go to a good program. I hope it works out really well. Can't say that I'm a truly love Gus Malzahn guy. I don't know that I trust him. I could have coached Cam. I mean, hell, Norman could have coached Cam Newton to that freaking Heisman. You know what I mean? But I would say that he has done some stuff with quarterbacks, and I think that Jaden is the kind of guy that can run any offense, man. So I think it's going to be good. But I don't disagree with the Texas part. South Carolina, yes, they are another one of those. If we're going to talk about, we'll kind of break it up into let's talk about some of the folks. Who's your number one hate right now? Or let's go with number 5. Who's somebody that's on your last nerve? And you know, you talked about Matt Rule. Would that be your number 5, or you know, are you?
Yeah, that'd be my number 5. Yeah, Matt Rule would definitely be my number 5.
Yeah, the only person softer in college football, Lincoln Riley. And it's kind of a toss-up. It's kind of a toss-up, I gotta say.
He's my number 1.
He's your number 1?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
USC and Lincoln Riley are at the top of my list.
Listen, Lincoln Riley's always at the top of my list, too. There's another. That's 1A. That's 1A. Maybe 1B or C. But, you know, it's hard not to. I mean, there's no way that I can love on Oklahoma State. There's no way I'm going to ever love Texas. And there's no way that I'm ever going to love Lincoln Riley. But I didn't necessarily hate USC, you know, aside from the ass whipping that we took from them a couple years before that Texas game we were just talking about. And that was an ass whipping. Oof.
I've always hated USC.
I understand. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of part of your DNA there as a Notre Dame fan. You know what I mean? Kind of built in. Yep. It's built in.
And even worse now that they're scared to play us.
What do we make of the FSU quarterback calling out Bama? I think he's a moron. I think that's the stupidest thing ever.
That doesn't make much sense.
No. You got to play these guys. You've been playing at Boston College, and he said something about I've been kicking the ACC's ass by myself anyway, which was a stupid-ass thing to say.
Jeez.
And look, I think that Florida State's probably can only be better than it was last year, right?
Well, it can't be any worse.
Can't be worse, right? It was trash last year. They got all their coaches fired because of it, aside from Norvell, pretty much wholesale changes. And I think a lot of that had to do with they were so heavy in the portal. And I'm not even blaming Norvell for having to do that. The way that kind of went down, he was with the COVID year and everything else that kind of went down at that very time. And they were I don't think that they really were sold on him. He hadn't won big yet. And then he won the 9 games the year that Venables was hired. which they had to go kind of heavy in the portal. Well, it ends up catching up late, right? It ends up catching up late to you. There's always the stuff that you do today can hurt you tomorrow. You know, you're going to pay for everything. Oh, look at this one. Shawty's throwing it out there. Not feeling Notre Dame right now. They need to be brought back to reality. Marcus Stinking Freeman recruiting his ass off right now. So he's hating because he's doing his thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a fair thing to say.
And it is fair. Marcus is shit. This is the best recruiting class, and this may be the best recruiting class since '88. To be honest with you,
they are loaded, dude. They're loaded. The last I saw, and that was yesterday. Let me go back to the team rankings on 3. So now they've got you. I think you were at second yesterday, but you're at number 3 today. You've got a 5-star, 16 4-stars, only 4 3-star guys. You know, if you compare that with SC, who's at number 1, you've got a higher average rating per player. It's only by a little bit. It's by like 0.23. But they've got 9 additional players to your, 21 total commitments. Again, you got to hold all of these. I don't even care about these rankings, to be honest with you. But the truth is that there's a difference in what you guys are doing, it feels like, and the way that SC is recruiting. That $20,000 a month stuff, I don't really see Notre Dame doing that.
No. And guys, and also in recruiting, and that's the thing, and I'm glad Shotty brought it up, because recruiting in Notre Dame has changed tremendously since Marcus Freeman started. And we're really hitting on all cylinders right now. And, there's things that happen in Notre Dame that people use against us. They in recruiting is like, you got to live in the dorms. You can't live off campus till I think it's the 4th year you're there. And I mean, there's things like that, and you can just imagine living in a dorm room when you're 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 300 pounds, but they're also doing some things to fix that. But I'm just saying,
Marcus, they still do that shit. They make them stay in the dorms.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's old. That's old school, man. They're still in the
it's old school, baby. It's old school.
Yeah.
And they might be rooming with just another student.
Mm-hmm.
So it's old school. But you know what? Marcus is that's the thing about it. Marcus has embraced Notre Dame and the culture and the way they do things, and he's selling it that way. He's making it a positive instead of a Brian Kelly ass negative. We got to shop down a different aisle.
Right. Right. No doubt. I mean, and that's kind of the thing. I mean, but that just kind of goes back to telling you what, there's those coaches that are like Matt Rule and Brian Kelly and Lincoln Riley, and then there's the guys that aren't like that, that don't make excuses all fucking day. And shout out to Brian Kelly, got stuck in a locker again for a quarterback at Oklahoma. So shocker. But as far as Benji just said, they need receivers. They went out and got some receivers.
Baby,
Malachi Fields had 55 catches, 800 yards, something like that. 5 touchdowns last year at shitty ass Virginia.
Yeah, he's people are looking at him already. They're thinking he'll go high in the draft.
Yeah, averaged like 15 yards per reception. And Jaden Greathouse, before he got hurt last year, he was the dude. And here's the thing: you didn't have a quarterback that could throw. Riley Leonard did not throw the ball well.
No, he didn't. I'm telling you, Carr can throw the football. You're gonna see, if you think our receivers are not good, well, just hang on. I hope we play you because all you're gonna see is asshole and elbows from them.
Wonder how high BK would be on coach. Probably not at all. Hey, if he knows what coach is saying about him. Yeah. Fuck them.
I tell you what.
What's
I
up,
tell you
Sammy?
what. BK. He's not even on my list of any kind. That's how bad he is.
Yeah. Notre Dame haters unite, says Riley 2-0. But Notre Dame needing wide
You
receivers.
better
I don't
unite,
know.
baby. You better unite.
Talking about recruit, they need wide receivers, brother. They've got wide receivers. You gonna tell me that Jaden Grayhouse ain't that dude? How he got away from Austin is beyond me, to be quite honest with you. Because he's got game.
Oh, plenty. Yeah, well, you saw how he finished the year.
He was
when he
easily
got
one of the
healthy
better
again.
receivers that year. I mean, that was the year that we were really paying attention to Texas high school football. As far as I was, especially the receivers, because of my boy Darian. Sorry. By the way, Darian Holmes. Everybody, Darian Holmes going to a college out in San Diego. He's playing JUCO ball with his old quarterback from San Antonio. I'm excited for him. I've been, since that did not work out before with him, I have felt awful about it. And just because I felt like he was leaving something on the table there. He's so good. Talking about a kid that had a 20 catch freaking game in high school. He had 1,300 yards, 80 something catches, 20 touchdowns total in his senior year. He was, what's that magazine you always talk about, Benji, Texas high school football or something like that? Whatever it is, I forget what it is, but he was the player of the year in Texas football in the magazine. Still didn't get no love, and it's because he hadn't played the previous year, which was some wacky shit. But goes to show you why I hate recruiting services, because they miss on these guys. We were pumping it out to everybody. And it was Jaden Rashada going to Arizona State kept him from going to Arizona State at that time. They only had that one scholarship left. Jaden Rashada ended up getting it. Darian went to the JUCO there at which one was it? What's the name of it again? Oh shit. They're outside of the metro. They're in the metro.
Was it Navarro or
Navarro?
Ranger
Yeah, Navarro. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was ready to be away from home just yet. Dan Campbell's high school football. That's right. He was player of the year there. Player of the year. His numbers, if you go back and look at it, his numbers up until they ended up winning state were better than what's his name that went to Texas and now he's nowhere because he got kicked off the team at Washington. Dante. So, isn't that right? Jonte Cook.
Jonte.
Yeah, he was right there. I think Grayhouse was right there too. And I mean, we're talking about there's guys like Anthony Evans who was committed to Oklahoma for a while, and then he ended up at Georgia, and he cooked his ass. And he was in the same area, and it wasn't kind of close when it came to what the numbers that he put up there, playing at a school that nobody knows anything about at Warren. You know what I mean? And San Antonio's a tough place, though. It's kind of a tough place to get recruited out of for some reason, isn't it? Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. Beamer turned into a lame at SC. He's a lame. There's another. That's a dude I cannot. Wasn't it. All right. So
who was it the other night?
Last year was saying that they were going to have Beamer come and replace Brent Venables if they fired him. I want to say it was freaking Barry Trammell. What the hell happened to him? Guy lost his shit.
His mind. Big Lubbock. Big Lubbock.
Boy, you already.
Are we live?
Are we live? He says what he says every time. Big Lubbock. Welcome in. I'm sorry. I'm tired of Big 12 whiny asses. Starting with John Kurtz. That was my number 5. Thought it was pronounced Georgia, something like that. But again, shout out to Darian, man. Good luck to him. Good luck to him out there. I'm excited for him. We're gonna be keeping an eye on him. I'm excited for him. I think he's going to go do big things. He's big body kid. He goes up and gets everything at its high point. He doesn't mind taking hits. He's got it in track speed. He got on the field speed though. The dude can play, man. The dude can play. So go out there and show out, man. This time next year, who's to say? Could be anywhere. Could be anywhere. Beamer and Trammell are broke back. All right. Whatever. You don't trust players from San Antonio? Listen, you'll love this one. I'm telling you, man. He is a awesome kid. I grew up with his pops. Love him. Love the family. They're great. They're great people, man. Sometimes, and honestly, my son was like this too. He wasn't ready to go home, to leave home. He could have went and played golf a number of places. He didn't want to leave.
Didn't want to go.
When he didn't get the scholarship at UNLV, they wanted him to walk on, but he didn't get a scholarship because golf is a little different. They recruit a long ways out, and he never did get that scholarship. And so, because they had their guys, and it's pretty big in Vegas, but he was like, nah, it's all right. I'll just, I want to stay home. So that kind of sucked, but it is what it is. Sometimes you're just not ready.
What's up, Mars Jams?
Mars Jams. What's up, dude?
The man with the
Scott
plan.
Walker, Benji, Johnny Boy, Martin Diablo, Ryman Lemon. What else we got in here? Roger said hello to Shouty. House Money. Corporate Duck. The old Corporate Duck. Brian Sandlin, Segoy. Walker. Goated. What's up, Goated? Who we got in here?
Are we wiping our feet, guys? Are we wiping our feet?
Them fucking feet. Topher, my dude. Did we just get a crystal ball for Kruel? Ooh, is this real? Is there a crystal chicken wing? Shout out to USCJ. He didn't stay long. Garrett Bullware. Who else?
USCJ didn't want to hear all my shit about the Trojans.
On 3 has Jake Kruel heading to Oklahoma. That's huge. Dude is a fucking monster. An absolute monster. Excited about that. Yeah, so Cody was trying to start up some shit with me before the show. Zofix, what's up, my guy? Cody was trying to start some shit with me before the show about Taj Overton. Oklahoma kid. I think it was pretty clear to me that Oklahoma didn't offer him as much. They've got the best defensive line in the freaking SEC. And it's pretty young for the most part. And they're adding guys like, Jake Kruel to it. They weren't going to, and look, he ought to be excited and damn happy, but he couldn't believe that. He was like, what makes you think that we offered more than you did? And I said, because it's a fact. It's just a fact. And bottom line is, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Let them do it. Huh? Good get, but not Luke Waffle. Who from On 3? Anyway, obviously that was the way it went. So in my eyes, let's see. I'll go look it up. Give me just a second. In my eyes, I feel like Bishop Frank. What up, Bishop Frank? Let me go to the scoop because I'm sure they'll have it. Yeah. He's got a decision timeline in mind. It says right here. Here's what I mean. Look, it sounded to Boganowski like it was pretty. He was very interested. I'll just put it that way. He was very interested. He introduced himself to him in the elevator, and he was like, "Man, how does he like it? What blah blah blah." He was super interested in all that kind of stuff, and seems like he's loves it a lot. Now Florida's right there with him. I know Texas is there with him as well. And he's got Ole Miss in his top 4. So I'm ready to focus on Florida, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, and Texas. I know he had a great visit to Florida a couple of weeks ago, according to our guy, Professor. He really liked it there in Gainesville. So yeah. And then Texas is going to be in the middle of it because they got Lamborghinis out on the fucking field all the time, you know. Did I say I hate Texas?
Hey Jason.
So,
Hey Jason.
yeah.
Do you hate Texas?
I fucking hate Texas.
And call your team trash. Because that's what they are, trash.
The brand has finally returned. Fuck your brand.
I know what's coming. I knew that shit was coming. We're off track. What do we mean we're off track? Okay. Let's go. What do you mean we're off track? What does that mean? Off track or what? On hatred? Kruel's not going to Texas, you can tell me that? Okay. Who told you that? Oh, Catch tell you that? Fucking Catch. Hey, that fucker kicked me off of his show. I wouldn't even like trolling him that hard. He like blocked me off of his show. What a softy. What a fucking softy. I laughed and laughed. I thought it was pretty funny. Horns down. Horns down. Looks like you're ready to go to fall camp.
I'm ready, baby.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready.
Steven.
Coach him up.
Oh my God. So I watched that SEC podcast last night. I don't know if you watched this. So they were ranking defensive units. So like, the rooms, each, defensive line, linebackers, all that.
Yeah.
This motherfucker. He is in love with Texas. Steven Lasson from Athlon Sports. Not one of the cousins. He's the guy from Athlon Sports. My God. Everything. They're the best at all of it. Now, he said that he was concerned. What did he say? He was concerned about whether or not Marvin Jones was going to be good on that other side. He forgot about PJ out of Barway, I guess. He forgot about the fact that there's, other dudes in that room as well. The depth is ridiculous all along the defensive line. But the concerns about the defensive line at Texas, not so much. They brought in a bunch of spring portal dudes that, defensive line speaking, that's a tough place to live is in the transfer portal for defensive linemen or offensive linemen for that matter. He doesn't know shit there, Benji. But anyway, and to cousin Mike's credit, he trolled his ass the whole way. This is gonna get Benji a timeout. I haven't put him in timeout in a while, so it's it's just one of those things that has to happen. Horns down, Benji. Horns down. Wesley was a good get. Listen, Oklahoma's been. It's kind of they're in their groove right now. They're in their groove right now. But kind of going back to where Notre Dame's at. They're killing it, man. Rodney Dunham, that edge rusher, 6'4", 225, number 14 nationally. This dude is a freaking animal. Kid in the Charlotte area.
Yeah.
That's that Charlotte kid. Myers Park.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Then Joey O'Brien, 6'4", 180, safety. Oof.
Lord. And he's just I was surprised after watching film on him and stuff. They just have him as a 4-star right now.
He's a 5-star with he's got a 5-star in one of them. He's a 98 there. He's a 92 somewhere else. And I think it's off of ESPN's crap ranking. They've got him at 83. But they did the same thing with Dunham.
Yeah, same thing. So no, we're in great shape.
Yeah. 247 and ESPN, or no, 247 and just 247, I guess, has O'Brien as a 5-star. They're at number 30 nationally, so he's on the verge there. But he's a stud. Then they got that other edge guy out of North Carolina. Out of Garner, Ebenezer Ewatati.
Yeah.
Stud.
Yeah. And then we just picked up also in the secondary with Joey O'Brien. The other kid that we picked up there,
Kerry Adams,
Kerry Adams, is going to be another stud. Yeah,
he's long.
And then Aiden Pouncey too, kid out of Florida that plays safety. Our secondary is loaded.
They're scary, man. They're scary. That's why I've been saying. I mean, I'm even kind of hating on Notre Dame a little bit this year because I think they might end up winning the whole damn thing. And although if it ain't Oklahoma, it'd be okay with me. It'd be okay with me.
And you know, again, I saw somebody posted out how's Notre Dame going to look, and you know,
they don't look
guys,
much different except for I think they're going to throw it better.
Yeah, we're going to throw the ball better. Our O-line's going to be better. Our receivers are going to be better. We're going to be fine. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we're going to play for the national title again, but we're going to be in the hunt. We're going to be in the hunt.
Should be in the hunt. I think the schedule's a little tougher than what you had. I mean, you start off with a couple of true tests. You got to go on the road. We'll see what Miami is. I don't know that look, man. The last time we saw Carson Beck, his shoulder was hanging. It didn't look good. And then apparently he's already got girl trouble down there. The whole reason he went up in flames. They're hyping him like he's going to be that guy. But I mean, look, man, it's fucking Mario Cristobal. I think it's another win. I think it's a win. I think it should be a win. Hell, chances are there'll be more Notre Dame fans there than Miami fans because they don't go to watch them hardly at all. They talk a lot of shit on social media, but they don't seem to fucking ever go watch them. It's kind of like SC. But then what week is it? Week 3 or 4? Then you got A&M at home. So week. Yeah.
Well, we play. This is the crazy thing. We open with Miami, open week, and then we catch A&M. You talk about an early open date.
The depth of Texas Tech is amazing. What are you talking about? It ain't deep. It's flat over there. What are we talking about? Come on, Big Lubbock.
Big Lubbock. I took my grandson over there again to the Tech camp, and he was whipping their ass again. Yeah,
listen, I had it, and it wasn't even against the fucking safety this time. It was a big ass lineman, and he was pushing his ass.
You know what my grandson?
I put that video up there, by the way.
Yeah, you did. I saw it. Thank you.
I did. Hey, it was great. I'm gonna put it back. It's fucking awesome.
I had to laugh. My grandson said, "Hey, Papa," he calls me Papa, and he said, "Here he is."
Look at this shit. Get you, son. Kid was scratching his head like, what the fuck just happened?
So after this right here, he tells me, he said, "Hey, Papa, I don't think that dude was ready the first time, but the second time he got a little bit more ready."
That was fucking awesome, dude. That was fucking awesome.
Thank you, Jim.
Over there making Texas Tech his bitch as a 10-year-old. Logan Lickey, $10 super chat.
Right.
My guy, appreciate you. Can't wait for talking season to be done and the games to get started. Love the show, guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Logan. Appreciate you, my guy.
Thanks, Logan, and I agree with you, Logan.
You are.
I'm ready to go play. I hate all this in between shit.
Yeah, and so for that super chat, I'll throw out this.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
I love it.
Oh, that's some good shit.
I love it.
That was great. Wasn't it, Mars? He said I'm on the floor.
Hey, Jace, how many likes we got?
Let's go look. Oh, we got 50 people in here. Only 23 of them have hit the fucking like button.
Oh, come on, guys. Come on. It's not that hard to hit the like.
Come on, man. Even hit the dislike. People do that. I know there's some haters out there that they hate watch us every freaking show.
I do it. I hit dislikes on some of them bitches. I don't like your shit. I'm going to let you know it.
Ooh, Zofix, those ugly words. Don't say ugly words like this. No. They go 10-2, they will have beaten Texas. They will have beaten Texas. That's a fact. Listen, I'll tell you now. Okay, so let's get back to where we were. We went to number 5. I'll go this way with number 4. I'm sick of the media, mainstream college football media glazing Arch Manning and Texas Tech. And Texas. Sorry, not Texas Tech. And Texas. I'm over it. Everybody else, it's questions. It's like what I was saying about what's his name from Athlon. Yeah, well, I'm a little worried about this, a little worried about that. There's plenty of things to worry about in Texas, but they ain't worried about none of that shit because Sark hangs the moon, I guess, even though he's won 10 games twice in 12 years as a head coach. Come on.
Well, and I'm going to say this, guys, and I know Arch is going to be good, but the question still remains. I mean, I know his bloodlines, his pedigree, he should be good.
Yeah.
But hell, I've seen, I've been around this business a long time, and I've seen some great athletes that have been great football players, and I've seen their sons, and their sons didn't quite add up to what they did, and so again, Arch supposedly, like you say, Jason, everybody's talking about how he's going to be the savior, and hell, he hadn't done anything
listen.
yet,
I'm not hating on Arch Manning. Even I think he's going to be very good.
No.
I just don't. I think that it's a lot to ask for the kid as a first-year starter to come in and win the Heisman, the national championship, and every fucking thing else when they're not loaded everywhere. I mean, they've got talent. I'm not saying they don't have talent all over the place. I'm telling you that it's young talent. It's first-year starter stuff. It's a lot to expect when you didn't get it done with all the guys that had experience in the last 2 years and went high in the draft in the last 2 years.
Thank you. That's
glazing. Glazing.
The brand has finally returned. Fuck your brand.
Well, and you know what, Jason, we kind of have a similar, probably not as good, but we have a similar scenario at quarterback with Carr. Again, until these guys have really played ball games at that level consistently, we don't know what we're getting.
Logan Licky, you don't know how far he's on this list. Oh, he's definitely on this list for sure. Most definitely. Again, just to make everybody understand, I brought up the media hate or just glazing over Texas. But Texas is a given for me. I'm not just gonna. I mean, that's a waste of a spot on this list because there's a lot of people I want to throw shade at right now. Okay, just understand that Texas is a given, right? They don't have to be on this certain list, but they are because I just said about the media that's doing the glazing. But here's the thing: as much as I do kind of hate some of these guys that do that shit, I actually like them. Because it's going to make the meltdown so much freaking better. And it's coming. Believe that shit. The meltdown, October 11th, it's going to get ugly after they get beat at the Cotton Bowl. I love it. Forgot I just slapped that like button. Thank you, Rob. I won't hate on you. My man.
Thank you, Rob.
Boomer Halen, what's up? I wipe my feet as soon as I come in, says Sandlin. You were my guy. Appreciate it. Coach is a Notre Dame fan. Who do you hate more, SC or Michigan?
Oh, that's easy. USC.
He said, didn't even blink. Didn't even blink.
No.
Did Oklahoma get the number one player out of Oklahoma? You tell me, Nate. You tell me what you think. You guys tell me what you think. Listen, I'm not worried about the Overton thing. And it's not because I think you should try to get as many, and I think he's a take. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he wasn't a take. I'm not going to do that Texas bullshit and act like everybody they miss on isn't a miss. But I will say that I think that they weren't ready to pay the kind of money to that guy because they're targeting other dudes for that D line that the money is, listen, it is what it is. One thing I know is that we heard, during the whole Jaden and Bo Bentley debacle thing, which, by the way, never mind. During all of that, we found out that Coach V was, a little spend happy in December, and Nagy's not as spend happy. He's like, I don't know what made him think that we were going to get both of them. Because there's no way you're going to get two blue chip guys just because of the price. And you're going to be wasting that money on top of it, which is what I've been saying for a while. It felt like it was a weird, you weren't going to get them both, so why act like you are? Because it would be a waste. It's not even financially viable to do it. Doesn't make sense to do it. One of those dudes is gone after year one, no matter what. And you just paid them all that money? Come on. Yeah. Just don't make sense. So that being said, I would just look at it in terms of, I don't know, should they have went after him a little harder? I don't know. I think with who you've seen them get, look, I think Brian Harris was a big grab. I don't think that Overton was better than him. And I know that he's a 3-star as of now. The guy's 290, 6'5", defensive tackle. The intangibles are just, and I mean, look at the film. He's better. Right now he's better. And he's already got the size. It ain't going to take much to get him on the Smitty plan and watch him get monstrous. But we'll see. We will see. Again, we're going to have to be okay with who they go with and who they don't. If we either believe and trust in who they're identifying or we don't, as far as Nagy's concerned and his scouting department. Now, I, for one, would tell you that I don't think that we had a recruiting problem at all. I know that Texas, Ketch talks about that all the time, and there's other people around that say a lot of shit like that. It's not truthful. It's just not truthful. They are one of the few teams that's in the blue chip ratio in the 60s. There's only a few of those in the country. Oklahoma's one of them. So I don't think there was a big problem with that. What I do think is that you needed to take some of the stuff off of Venable's plate, let him focus on what he needs to focus on. They're going to recruit still, but they don't have to identify and go scout as much. That's what the scouting department's for. Okay. And he's going to take care of this roster, So, yeah, anyway. They signed a really, really good 25 class, and they will another this cycle. It's a healthy room now. Corporate duck. Listen, I'm not saying that Texas isn't loaded. I'm saying that they're not loaded with experience and what the last two national champions were loaded with experience. Completely.
Coach, let me, or Jason, let me ask this question to everybody. Okay. When was the last time the University of Texas wasn't loaded with talent? Plain and simple. When was the last time?
They always are, man.
They're always loaded with talent. Absolutely. But you know what? They tend to make chicken shit out of chicken salad. They do. I
wouldn't even say that as much with this staff though as what I've seen. No, I mean, what we were seeing with Herman and yeah.
No, they've improved. I don't say that. And I tell you what,
Sark, even we were impressed with Sark. Our last Big 12 media days that we went to, we were impressed with Sark.
Yes,
and his answers.
And I was just fixing to say that very same thing, Jason. You know what? Sark has impressed me in the way he's been brought that football team around. Now, I still am not sold completely on Sark. I know I hear people talk about he's the best football coach in the country, and
That's way
I'm not there
premature.
yet. I'm not there. I'm not there yet. You know, the proof's in the pudding, and the pudding doesn't taste that good at this point. So he's still got to prove it up to me. But they have improved, and kudos to Coach Sark.
Yeah, listen, I think that Sark has done, at least to some extent. I don't know what the hell's going on with my camera here.
He's improved. He's improved.
He's definitely recruiting well. He's recruiting well. I think that he's, I think that they still, their issue is let's just call it what it is. They haven't had the same type of schedule as Oklahoma for sure, or a lot of the other big SEC powerhouses. They just haven't had that. But the problem with Texas is when you play somebody of equal talent as you tend to lose. And that's a coaching thing. A lot of time it's down at the end. Why they were going backwards and sideways on the 1 yard line against Ohio State, I'll never understand that.
And again, I think
why Arch Manning isn't in at that point to run the fucker right up the middle. I don't get it. And they had supposedly the best offensive line in the country. How do you do that? I don't understand it. I'm going to fix this camera. Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I agree. You look at Sark and go look at last year, just alluding to what you were saying, Jason, is, when they play equal talent, they struggle to win. And again, that goes back to, I believe in coaching. When you have equal talent on the field, then it does start getting down to the little things on the coaching side of the game. And I think that's still, and Sark still hadn't proven that, prime example on the goal line, running sideways, just like you were saying, Jason. If your offensive line is that damn good, then line up and punch the ball in. You say you have
even
good
with
running
Ewers,
backs,
even with Quinn
punch
Ewers,
the
right?
ball
Even
in.
with Quinn Ewers,
Yes.
do it with Quinn.
It doesn't matter. Punch it in. If you're saying you're that damn good, then prove it up. And that's where I think sometimes Sark outthinks himself and tries to get pretty and tricky.
His script is always great, right? His
The
script,
script is always good.
Yeah.
But once you get out of the script,
it seems like he kind of forgets to go back to stuff that worked against certain teams. I mean, I'm not saying it's all the time, and I still think he's better.
Well, and against Georgia last year, prime example. I mean,
yeah, look, come on, man. You get a backup quarterback the whole second half, and you can't take advantage of that?
Sure. So, I mean, and again, guys, and for you Texas guys, I know we're always trashing on Texas, but they are much improved. Exactly. But they are much improved. I'll give them that. But they got to prove it up. I mean, go play in the national championship. Go win the national championship.
Yeah.
But at least get there.
Well, and even like you got Bijan and Roschon a lot, and they were loaded as hell at every other position too that year, and they went 8-5. Gagged away that freaking 10-point lead at the end of the third quarter in Okie Light.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Don't stamp Bijan's ass with U.S. mail and keep sending his ass with a 10-point lead. You're throwing the fucking ball in the wind. The other thing I'll say, as much as, and I'm not being a hater on Arch, I'm just saying, if he's so good, how come he didn't beat out a 7th round draft pick? I mean, I'm just saying. It's no guarantees, boys and girls, but that is not what the media would have you believe.
But you know what, Jason? I'm going to try to answer that. And I don't believe it was so much that he couldn't beat him out. I think that was Sark that
Oh,
kept him
you're
there.
gonna do that thing. You're gonna do that Texas thing. Sark loyalty. Fuck out of here.
I
gotta tell you, if that's the truth,
Sark,
if that's the truth,
think,
that is more of an indictment on Sark.
Exactly. But let's be honest, and you Texas people on here, do you believe that Manning was better? I do.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
I do.
maybe. I think
Yours wasn't
intangibly
that damn good.
he should have been better. And Quinn was always I told you, man, Prozac Quinn. He needed his, antidepressants and shit to play well. And I mean, I think, and you have to respect Quinn to some extent. You know what I mean? He did things that it's been a while since you've seen quarterbacks actually do that at Texas. But again, it's not like you got the toughest road to get there either freaking time. So what's going to happen when this schedule flops over next year and you've got to play the nasties of this conference all in a row? It's going to be wild. It's going to be tough. And we're going to find out. And Oklahoma, as much as, look, OU's got I think most Oklahoma fans, and I'll tell you, I'm one of them. I'm okay with this schedule. Look, it's daunting. Don't get me wrong. It is daunting. And you look at the last 7 weeks of the year and it's like, son of a bitch, here we go. Chances are you're going to play 8 top 25 teams. 8.
Yep.
Okay, cool. But here's the whole thing about that. Guess what? Even if this isn't Oklahoma's year to win the Natty or anything, if you compete for the playoff this year with the schedule that you're playing, you're gonna be hell a year from now.
And you know why you can this year?
Battle tested as all get out. If you could go win 9 games, you get into the playoff. Nobody wants to play Oklahoma in the playoff if they get in it. Guarantee, because they will have went through a nasty ass gauntlet that includes LSU, Bama, Texas, Michigan, Ole Miss, which people are high on again. Everybody loves South Carolina. You got to go on the road to them, and to Tennessee, who still has a damn good defense. I don't know what they're going to be offensively, but a lot of road tests. Bama's on the road. Shit. It's not an easy road. It's not. If you find a way into the playoffs, nobody's going to want to be on the other side of that. Nobody. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. Notre Dame. Well, hey, listen, I hope we run into you somewhere. That'd be cool.
I know.
But I'm just saying, like, could you imagine your first round matchup, you get through and your first round matchup is Oklahoma? Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah. No, I hear you. And I tell you why y'all have a good chance to be there in the playoffs is because of your defense.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
When was the last time y'all could say that shit?
There's going to have to be some offense, though, that goes with it. We saw that last year.
Sure.
We saw that.
Yeah.
And honestly, we saw that. We saw that with Notre Dame in the championship game that they ran out of offense.
Yeah. If we'd have had offense, we could have won the title. But we didn't. We got our ass
nasty on defense. I think they're still going to be ridiculous on defense.
Yeah.
They've got some new dudes, I think, on the D line. There's some new guys, but they've all played a little bit, right? They've all played a little bit. So
yes,
it's not completely new. I think that, again, but it's not a ton of new dudes. It's still, you still got a bulk of your guys coming back, and the offensive line is, good Lord.
Our offensive line is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
If they stay healthy.
Yeah. Depth is good, though, there, too. I mean, shit, you started a freshman last year, and it was nothing.
Yeah.
It didn't affect him. I mean, he played very well.
Well, and I tell you, Jason, this is a telltale sign. We had 2 starters off of last year's team that could have stayed and played another year, but they got in the portal because they knew the guys behind them were going to beat them out.
I'm glad you do that, Captain Crunch.
You know,
Keep him receipts. Go ahead.
you know that's crazy though. When you have 2 starters that started the entire season, they have another year to play, and they jump in the portal because they know they're not going to be starters this year.
Oh.
I mean, that tells you a little bit about how much better they're going to be up front.
I think they're going to be fine. I think, and the thing of it is that, look, they've got some breaks in the schedule that they don't have to. It's not week after week, and I think that's fine. It's not like it was a year ago, but you still got some tough teams that you got to run up in against.
Ours is early.
It's a lot early, and then you got because SC's early in the year this year because it's in South Bend, right? So you play them more mid-season than end of the year.
Is it in South Bend? I thought we were going to.
I want to say it's. Let me see. And apparently, this may be the last one. If Lincoln Riley has anything to say about it.
Yep.
So, let's see. Yeah, it's you've got Arkansas on the road. I forgot about Arkansas.
Oh,
SEC
yeah, Arkansas
game on the road. That's week 4.
That's a tough one.
Week 4
could be a tough one.
Boise State, I don't know what Boise is this year. I mean, and they're at the house. You should beat their ass, but
yeah.
And I didn't think much of them last year. You'd have beat the brakes off of them if you'd have played them. NC State, they kind of fell apart last year. Don't think much of them, but yeah. So your October 18th is Notre Dame and SC. So it's in South Bend, October the 18th, and then
that's right.
You're on the road at Boston College after that, home to Navy, on the road to Pitt, home against Syracuse, which Syracuse is not bullshit.
Well, and I'm going to tell you what, I think I worried a little bit about Pitt. I mean, I do.
I don't know if JJ's worried. I don't know if JJ thinks that they could beat you.
Yeah,
I don't think they do.
They worry me, though.
They're okay. I mean, look,
Narduzzi
can coach. Narduzzi can coach their defense, but I think he's a little bit on the hot seat, Coach. I think that they're going to have to find a way to get to that 9 wins, I think, or so, and be one of those at least second tier in the ACC teams that look like they're headed in the right direction. They've got a good quarterback. After going 5-0, they went I think they went 5 or 6-0, and then they lost the rest. I think they lost their last 7. So
right. They did.
It
started off on fire.
Yeah, and then they lost to SMU, and then it was over after that. They just looked like shit after that. And I think it's starting to catch up to Doozy a little bit, according to what I'm hearing from JJ anyway. So, and JJ knows this shit about when it comes to not just to Pitt, but he knows this shit about a lot of it. Yeah. But it sounds like that's kind of, it may be running its course there. They're recruiting well. They've got good NIL. They're doing, I mean, they have the ability. And he's going to put a defense on the field. That's what he does. But it seems like his unwillingness to let his offensive coordinators kind of do their thing. I mean, the year they won the ACC, he didn't like the offense, and he changed it immediately. What the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? You had a guy that won the damn Biletnikoff and then, a first-round quarterback, and let's change the offense. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Stubborn ass coaches.
You know how those guys are.
Shit, hard-headed as all hell.
I'm glad I was never like that.
All right, who's your number 3 on the hate list? Who are you hating right now?
Let's see. I had 5. I had Nebraska. 4. Who did I have 4? Who did I have 4, Jason? Nebraska was 5.
Oh yeah, who did you have? Oh no, well you said SC at number 1. You already jumped the list, so
Yeah, I jumped way up. So my 4 was, let's see, in Nebraska. I know 1, 2, 3. Damn, 3. I'm gonna go. My number 4 is gonna be LSU and Brian Kelly.
yeah, okay.
And
they got a team this year. He doesn't have any excuses to not win anymore. Here's the thing:
No,
they go on the road. Here, can they even
win.
win a fucking opener? They're on the road at Clemson, the other Death Valley, to start.
You know what?
Week 1.
Has he won an opener there? I don't think he's won an opening game.
No, he's on 3. 0-3. He lost twice to Florida State, then lost last year to LSU. Or I mean USC, I'm sorry. USC. And now he's got Clemson. So, and Clemson's one of those sexy favorite picks or whatever they want to call them. That's who Josh Pate's picking to win it all.
Who?
Pate. He's got Clemson winning it all. They are good. They're good, but I don't know. And I mean,
no, I think they're going to be good
there. They should definitely be there, but I don't know that I'm trusting them anymore. Hey, listen, Brent's not there. Brent's not there. He's in Norman. And I think that I like Cade a lot. I think Cade Klubnik's really good. I think that they finally went and got him some receivers, some dudes to throw to. I think that Matt Luke, the hire of Matt Luke to be their offensive line coach was probably as big a freaking deal as anything they did. Because they were not getting it done on the O-line.
Agreed.
Matt Luke can get, I mean, that's another one of those badass freaking offensive line coaches. Unreal. Okie Lizite. Who are we calling each other liars and shit in here? You guys have everybody calm down. It's not Red River week yet. UW was favored. You still on this? Big Lubbock. It's a good thing that Stillwater doesn't have any tall buildings. When the Fighting Gundy see Texas Tech pass them in the Big 12 hierarchy. Well, if you haven't already done that, then why the fuck not? Because they ain't worth the shit. Listen, this whole, you know what? I'm gonna go with my number 3, and I'm gonna say it's tied between 2 programs in the fucking Big 12 too. I'm sick to death of Okie Light, and I'm so sick to death of Utah. All these dudes, I'm telling you, I think they're the same fucking program at this point. Little brother, that little brother shit, it's like what A&M does too. They all they do is worry about what the other one's doing. And they're pissy because they don't have a billionaire donor. They don't have the money that the LDS church has or whatever at BYU. They're not out there, and they're not willing to go out there and find a way. Instead, you've got guys like, and I like the Wild Ute from Bomber's show. I've always liked him. I'm sick of hearing him right now. I told Bomber that today. I'm sick of hearing this guy fucking talk because he's the one that's bringing all this, the Deloitte stuff, and this ain't fair, and blah, 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 blah. How can these kids get paid like this? Blah, blah, blah. Shut up. You guys, they were on the verge, and they're pissy because they didn't get the Big Ten invite that they were just sure they were going to get, and everybody else knew better then. Right? I mean, you remember all that shit during the realignment, Coach? And Utah kept talking that dumb shit like they were going to the Big Ten. We all knew way better than that. Tony Altamori did not have a vote. He did not have a vote. But when you're going to sit there and your lone reason for not wanting these kids to get paid what they should get paid is because BYU is getting dudes and they're out there, using their ability to go and get guys like that. Fuck that shit. Nope. They're right there with Oklahoma State for me right now. Right there with them. Acting just like them.
No,
It's a damn shame. Utah. Bunch of whack teams. Get out of here. You're still a Mountain West squad.
Oh.
Till you win something, shut up. Again, Okie Light. Until you win something, shut the fuck up. I knew we'd get a BYU pop up there for that one. What's up, dude? Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I like that kid too from New Mexico, Big Lubbock, but look, they got rid of their offensive coordinator that was really good. And they scapegoated his ass for the fact that they had a quarterback that was about to reach retirement age and was breaking down physically. You know, son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. And then even like, as much as I have respect for Coach Witt for the things that he did, you know, over his career there. I mean, he took over after Urban and he's been there ever since and he figured it out. But even he's being a whiny ass. The BYU game, there was them screaming and yelling bloody murder like they got screwed out of that game. It's go back and look at the film. They did not. They did not. They've bitched and complained about the Big 12 since they got there. The truck stop conference, all that other horse shit that they kept saying. Man, fuck Utah. Fuck Utah, man. I'm off them. Off them.
Oh.
Think Robot Legs just scored on us again? Yeah, dude. Hey, man. That guy, they got Oklahoma too in that same time period, bro. They got Oklahoma too that same time period. They were freaking. They're always, and that's the thing. If you don't realize that BYU's gonna find a way to win some big games, they just do. That's what they've always done. And Kalani Sitake's one of the better coaches I know in the country.
Absolutely.
Stick some money behind him, watch him go. And again, this is a program that's out there evolving with the rest of it. And guys like Kurtz, and then, you know, of course, you know, the Utahs of the world and the Okie Lights of the world are bitching and complaining. Whine about the SEC. Whine about the Big Ten. Crybabies. Yeah, OU leaving us behind. Taysom Hill was a bad dude, bro. Taysom Hill was a bad dude. He's still a bad dude. In all fairness, Utah did win back-to-back Pac-12 conference championships. Okie Light can't win one. No. Okay, fine. They're Okie Light with an extra power conference championship. So? And the only reason they won that second one is because Lincoln's a freaking twat. They should have ran their asses. Crucifix Autumn says I'm an hour late, so I'm speaking to you from 1 hour 12 minutes in the past.
In the past. Oh.
All love.
Yes.
Enjoy. Let's see. Everything's in flux. No one knows how this plays out. What do you mean? As far as what? What are we talking about there, Looney? Welcome in.
As far as who I hate or what?
Oh, well, you know, I mean, that plays out easy. and I got to tell you, as far as Tebow was better, whatever. I tell you, when it comes to how it's going to play out in the Big 12, I think that it's clear how that's going to. I think that K-State is. I'm not. I mean, and listen, I don't know where the hell is Neilio. I want to see Neilio today. Another K-State guy I like. Can't stand this. Kurtz is on my last ass nerve, man. My last ass nerve. But I like K-State, but even Neilio's been saying he's not that sure about Coach Kleiman at this point. That they just something just seems to not be
clicking.
Yeah, there's just something. There's always something stupid. Hey, does he turn on? I'm talking about recruiting with the portal, paying players, etc. So what does that mean? Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you, man, that shit ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. The first time that they try to kill somebody's NIL deal, it goes back to court, and we know exactly. Look, if you really want lasting change, I'm going to say this again. If you really, really, really want lasting change, you collectively bargain and give these players a say in it. They don't have to have all the say. They just have to have their say in it. Bargain with them for what you want. It's not that hard. And guess what? When that happens, they can't sue you anymore. That's how they get what they want with the NCAA. But that isn't what they want. Oh, you're going to get me into the next one. One cannot build a roster 3 years down the road at the moment. That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true. I know you hear that all the time. I know you're hearing the bitching coming out of fucking Athens and everywhere else, that bitching and complaining about the way that the recruiting's going and the tampering and blah, 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 blah. Guess what? This roster at Oklahoma is 3 years in the making. Is it not? This defense that should be the best defense in the country, if you ask me, at worst in the top 5 in the country, is 3 years in the making. I'm just saying. Yeah, they bitched way too much, Logan. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, you listen to Utah. And we don't have to because we're not in the Big 12. But this Deloitte stuff and all the screaming about BYU getting these guys. I mean, them getting the 5-star quarterback today is driving these dudes up a fucking wall. It is not sitting well. And he's not going to be there till 27 because he's going to go on a mission. What up, TP?
All right, TP.
But, I mean, I'm saying they're both like, and look, just like that. Oh, I mean, Cody was ready to listen to this text message. It's some funny shit, man. He goes, some funny ass shit.
From Cody?
Yeah. He goes, you're going to have me on to celebrate Overton coming home, he says. And I sent him an eye roll emoji. He goes, you about to tell me y'all don't need him now? And I said, consensus best D-line in the SEC, but we'd have liked to have him. Although I suspect not at the price that y'all paid. I'm glad y'all got him, though. Congrats. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying not to fucking be an asshole. Are you insinuating that we paid more than y'all offered? I think it's a fact, yes. I was like, yeah, I do. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't have. And I said, it's the name of the game, and it's about fucking time that Oklahoma State played it. And he says, I mean, we're doing significantly better in NIL, but we're still, unfortunately, some miles behind y'all. I said, bro, you got to spend on dudes like that. It's how it is. And that miles behind stuff, this is it. See? And here's the kicker. Coach will tell you this too. This is why he does that. Listen, he's got the whole fucking fan base brain fucked into believing that they can't shop in that same aisle. They can't compete with us with money. They can't compete. Poor us. And you know why he does that? It's not because, you know what it really is? It's because he knows he doesn't have the coaching chops to win the big game. And so he's got to have an excuse, like Lincoln, to not win the big game. We don't get to recruit the same kind of guys. And he gets the reputation of does more with less.
Yep.
He's been living on it for 20 years, folks. 20 fucking years.
And again, I know he's got a lot of wins, guys, but again, go back and look at who those wins are against.
JJ, I got to tell you, they have money. T. Boone Pickens left them. They just got another payment of $250 million fucking dollars from him. And he's been dead for 5 years. I mean, I'm just saying, look at their, and I'll tell you another thing, look at their facilities. Their facilities are as good as anybody in the country. Anybody. That tells you that they have it. But I'm telling you now, JJ, I'm telling you now, he does that shit because he loves that. It's smoke and mirrors with those guys. He doesn't have to win the big game because he doesn't recruit with Oklahoma. And before the NIL stuff, that was still the same thing. We're talking 20 years now. 20 fucking years. He beat Oklahoma 4 times. Multiple chances to win the Big 12. He did it once when they didn't have a championship game. I would guarantee you that he wouldn't have won that if there was a championship game. But good to see you, JJ. Want to pop in?
Come on, JJ. Hey, Jason, I'm going to give you my number 3.
Okay. Do it. Do you?
Guns up.
Oh.
Sun's up. Sun's up, guns up. The Red Raiders.
The Red Raiders.
You know, they're going out and they're spending all this money.
Mm-hmm.
They still going to be shit. I'm just telling you. It's.
I have to see it first, brother. I have to see it before I'm going to believe shit from them. I got to say.
And I tell you what, I was obviously there this last week with my grandson at the camp, and
you like Coach McGuire. He's a good dude.
I like Coach McGuire.
I do too. I like Coach McGuire myself.
But Tech just ain't getting it done.
Nah, you know what? This is what we were just talking about. With it's not the same as what it is in like Stillwater. It's not the same. Stillwater, yeah. But there's an inferiority. They just don't know how to get over that hump. I think of them like Hobbs. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
No, you're right. You're right, dude.
I think of them like Hobbs. When it comes to football, with basketball, it ain't the same thing. I get that, but when it came to football, and I mean, you had studs, you had dudes. They didn't know how to win.
No.
They hadn't been taught that shit.
No, it takes a long time to teach that.
Yeah, it's a belief thing.
Than I had.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, coming from our teachers, you don't believe you can lose, and not only that, it's not okay to lose, no matter who it is.
Well, I coach.
Bigger school, smaller
Doesn't
school.
matter.
You are not allowed to lose games at Artesia. You're just not.
When I was coaching at a small school in Texas, Paducah, Texas, when we would get off the bus, when we drive somewhere to play and we climbed off the bus, the question wasn't, are we going to win? The question was always, how bad are we going to kick these guys' asses?
That's exactly what it was like where I was at.
And it's a mentality, just like you're talking about. When we got off the damn bus, we already knew we were at least, at the very least, 14 points better than you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a rarity that you would lose. I mean, I think for my junior and senior year, we lost 3 games total.
Yeah.
And our senior year, we lost to Carlsbad. That was their only win. That was fucking weird. But It's a rivalry, kind of. It is what it is.
Yep.
But beat the 4A champs. You know, there was only 4 classes at that time. We beat the shit out of the 4A champs and runner-ups.
Yeah.
Both of them. It was what it was, but you're not supposed to lose. You're just not supposed to lose. Beat the shit out of Brian Urlacher in Lovington. Beat the fucking dog shit out of them. I mean, it's just, it's what you're supposed to do. But there's other schools that's not the same damn thing. And it's like Carlsbad's kind of the same way. I mean, they'll beat Artesia, but that would be it. And I look at Tech as the same way. I mean, I remember when they were beating Tech, A&M a lot. Hey, I'll tell you what, one thing about the Pirate, he beat the shit out of A&M all the time. I think it was like 7 or 8-2 or something like that against them. He owned their asses, which is weird. Because I don't remember that ever really happening before all that, except for A&M is perpetual. It's 8-4, man, always. Weird losses here and there. Just, again, expectations. There's can I live up to it, or this is what we are? You know? And you coached enough places that, tell me, like Skyline, that had to have been tough, man. They're getting the shit kicked out of them by Carter every year.
Yeah.
For 30 fucking years, man. How did you do that? How did you do that?
Well, you know, number one, we did have athletes, okay? And that wasn't the reason they were getting beat. Although Carter did have a stockpile of athletes, as we all know, those of you that know Texas high school football. But
hey, Kobe,
it was
Kobe, talking about basketball and football in the same sentence ain't really the same thing in Texas, is it?
Well, and I'll tell you, let me answer to this too. Kobe, when in 2001 you might have beat them easy, but if you had played us back in '88, we went the 2 years I was the coach basketball there. I have 2 state championship rings from that, and we lost, I think, 2 games in 2 years. So, and that was beating a lot of, I don't know if y'all remember Fort Worth Dunbar. Dunbar wouldn't even play us in a warm-up game. We were a Class A high school.
Filthy. That's like the best basketball team in the state, or at least it was at that time, right?
It was, yeah. And we were like, we were a Class A school. We reached out to them to play us in a warm-up game, and Coach Hughes would not play us. He said, hell, if I play y'all and y'all beat us, which you probably can, he said, or we won't do shit in the playoffs. So, no.
They'll seed us like,
not.
Yeah, they'll seed us terribly and screw us. Yeah.
He said, y'all jack our kids' minds up so bad we won't. But we 1 year we beat the 4A state champion. We had beat the 3A state champion and the 2A state champion, and didn't get to play the 5A state champion. But we beat all those classes.
Talking about Tucumcari, man. The Rattlers ain't shit, man.
The Rattlers, they
were. I can remember one year when I was a freshman, they had a guy that was really good. Really, really good. I don't even know where he ended up playing, but he was, damn, they were good that year. But other than that year, no, I think I was an 8th grader, actually. I can't remember them being worth a fuck ever.
My hometown of Perryton played the Tucumcari Rattlers, and I think we beat them 66-0. It was.
And that was every year. They were in our district for a long time.
Oh, they were horrible.
Yeah, they were real bad. That was your, and that's the longest damn trip from Artesia. Holy shit, that's a long trip.
Yeah. But anyway, what?
Hey, what's up there, Jay from Unfair Sports? What's up, dude?
Look at him. What's up?
Man, I got this camera keeps going out, and I've got the damn dummy battery in. I don't know what's going on.
JJ couldn't come in or what?
I sent it to him.
Man, JJ.
Yeah, because I'm going to have to get it for too long. What's up, Jay? How you been? Good to see you. You and Coop still out there killing it. Jay's everywhere, man. Jay is everywhere. Jay, did you hook me up with your SEC media tickets? SEC media days? Hook it up, bro. Hook it up. You had a few minutes? Cool. You want to pop in? I'll send you a link real quick. You want to jump in for a minute? Let's talk some chat. Tell us what you think about this recruiting class. It's been killing it. Yeah, I know you have been doing that. I know you have. I'm going to send it to you, Jay, real quick. You can jump on for just a minute if you want. Let's see. You're going to get back on appearances soon. Nice. It's in your, I sent it to your text. You want me to send it to Twitter? I can. I think we're only going to go about 20 more minutes anyway, so it's all good. Let's see.
Well, let's finish out our
yeah.
our
Let's finish the hate. But we got Jay in too, so let's get him in here.
Good, get him in.
Let me fix this real quick.
There he is.
Oh, Jay.
I hadn't seen Jay in a while, man.
It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, what's going on, gents? It's been a minute. Sorry, and I mean I've been on the go like crazy on the day job. They've given me more responsibilities, but hey,
seems like
when
you've been
football
traveling
season
every
comes
week.
up.
It seems like you've been traveling every week.
Just about. But the good thing is now we getting close to football season. I ain't got to worry about that no more.
Nice.
that cuts down because they understand that your boy, my narcotic of choice is college football. So they gonna leave your boy alone when it comes through. So hey, it's good to see everybody. Good to see Coach. Good to see Jason. Man, what are we yelling about today?
Well, you know, our favorite Big 12 media dude, old John Kurtz, was talking about how much he hates the world, especially the SEC, the other day. So I figured we'd talk about who he hated the most. Just to kind of pick, and mostly it's been centered around the Big 12's whiny ass, for the most part.
Checks out.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So we got to finish up the list, but I was getting close to it. I think that who I hate the most right now in college sports is the NCAA and this idea that we got to stop paying these players the amount of money, and we got to shut down their ability to go anywhere. And it has to be unilateral, no collective bargaining. It's got to be unilateral. I don't like it. I'm standing against it. I'm standing on tables against it. And F the NCAA. And everybody who's okay with that shit. I'm not okay with it, Jay.
You can't, I mean, how you going to, that is literally the most un-American thing out there, to think that you should be able to restrict somebody's income. Put it to you this way.
You're worth whatever somebody's willing to pay you.
Yes, your market value is what somebody's willing to pay, period. And some people are stupid when it comes to their spending. We have seen that from businesses. We've also seen businesses go under. So that's just what it is, right? There's no reason to even believe that there's some wrong there.
Right to fuck it off and blow all of it if they want to.
Hey, everyone deserves the opportunity to be an idiot if they have the talent for it to be handed to them. You can't do anything about it. I mean, heck, if I get a sponsorship and they can pay me a whole bunch of money and I refuse to pay my taxes and I blow it on, hookers and blow, I have the right to do that. And I'm going to have to pay the consequences. Nothing wrong with that. You're not going to get that from, that's the thing about it is that you're not going to get that from a lot of people, but you will get you will get that 10%, maybe 20%. I always keep everything at 80-20s. So you'll get it from 20% where it's going to cut off and they're going to be idiots. It's going to do dumb stuff. But you still have the others that's going to figure out how to do it. It just is what it is. It's like you can't, we're not restricting the coaches. Like the only restriction the coach sees is they got to pay a buyout when they leave. Okay, we can do the same thing to these guys. Say, hey, you got a buyout when you leave. And there's nothing wrong with that part.
Think about this for a second, Jay. And this is this. It's so wild to me that we just got done with the whole House versus NCAA. They're doing all that stuff. And they even said at the end of it that this is not the end all be all
to
what's going to go forward. There's still a lot of work to be done within Congress, within the courts, all that other stuff. This judge knew that. She was smart enough to say this is how it's going to be. And yet, what do they immediately do? They basically want to go back to the bag man, to the days of the bag man. Why
Jason,
do you want to go back under the table?
Jason, coach, this is the thing that baffles me. First off, I'll say this. Boosters have always been fascinating to me. And the most fascinating thing about boosters to me is
people.
that they are willing to throw their money at their schools to basically get the incentive back, the ROI of being able to talk trash to somebody else. That's it. There's zero value. They are willing to break the law for their team to be good by giving kids bags of cash so that, their team.
College football runs on hate.
Exactly. There's no other intrinsic value or actual thing you receive from that besides the fact that you can say, my team's better than yours. That is so fascinating to me. So everybody keeps talking about these businesses are going to care about ROI. Bruh, do you think they cared about ROI when SMU was giving out gold Trans Ams? No. Their ROI was SMU being good at football. They didn't get anything else. Like, what are we doing it? Why are we lying to ourselves just because we hate the people performing on the field?
Eric Dickerson is ran off DKR. He ran him off.
That's it. Like, as I'm saying, like that's the thing that baffles me is that people want to go with these legal terms. It even goes because I don't want to throw in other sports in here, but it's like me even talking about like the NBA, people's complaints about the small market teams playing. They're like, oh well, the businesses are the NBA's losing money doing. I was like, why do you care? They just signed a massive TV contract that don't hurt them. They're good. They went from a $24 billion deal over 10 years to an 11-year, $74 billion deal. They just went up 3 times.
Jay, that's the same thing we're talking about with college football, too.
Exactly.
Everybody would have you believe that we're at the end of the road here.
The world's coming to an end. It's falling apart. It's not.
And you know what?
Everybody's still making money.
For 40 years, man. And I'm telling you, I've been covering college sports for 20. And they've been saying it's almost going to die. It's about to die. Meanwhile, year after year after year, the revenue goes up.
Yep. And you know what the death is for college football, Jason? I'm going to tell you what the death is. The death is the raise to the administrators for them. That's where the death comes in. They no longer get these big, nice bonuses and extra money. They can't get as much. They have to actually, or they have to lay people off. And that's what they say. Oh, we got to lay all these people off. No, you don't. Just don't take that raise this year. Don't take that bonus this year. You're already making $700,000 a year. You've already made $1 million with bonuses on it. You're good. Why do you need to make that? Go ahead and just sit back on your $800,000 and be all right. Instead of taking $1 million in it, take that other $200,000 and continue to pay your $50,000 a year admins and stuff. It's okay. You can do that. But that is not how this country is ran. It's not how these people think. People think about that money, that moolah, that dinero, that dollar. They want to make it holla. That's all they care about. That's the thing that annoys me.
Anybody's going to let college football die.
No, nobody's going to let the money train die. Like,
out of here.
Think about it this way too, Jason, with that. The reason why the NFL, the NBA, MLB, NHL, college football, college basketball, March Madness, all of those are seeing additional growth in their pay, but you're seeing a decrease in everything else. Those are the only entertainment things that are real time that cannot be on demand and actually be consumed the way that other stuff is. Nowadays with TV shows, we can just binge watch a show whenever it comes out and watch all 10 episodes when we want to, right? That's how we make time so that we can do other stuff. We don't have to wait and sit on network TV and then a commercial comes on and then we watch the next part of it. Then the commercial comes on. You got to wait the next week. You don't have to do that. You choose to do that, but you don't have to because everything else in entertainment can be recorded fully and then replayed back. You can do that. Sports, you can't do that. Sports is always live. And the results are based upon what happens on the field, on the court, on the diamond. That's where the actual results come in. So you want to consume it live because then you can talk about it live. You can hop on social media. You can do all of that. Those are the only commodities out there that will never change. That is why sports, the value keeps going up because it's the one thing that's not altered. It's the one thing that you consume it live. You love it. So yeah,
What
I
just got done
know
saying about
people think
Utah and Okie Light right there was that
There's too much money.
This is the problem with a lot of these this is why they will never be championship level programs, because they're not willing to evolve into what that means. And what that means is pay these suckers. Pay them. They're generating it, pay them. And
Pay them.
You know what? I agree that we can do something about the portal, but the only way to, if you really want real change, you have got to give them say in the change. They have to have some voice in how the sport is governed. You have to do that. It's not
exactly. You need to, if you want to fix the portal.
That gets rid of your lawsuits, Jay. If you're collectively bargaining, you don't have lawsuits anymore.
There you go. To me, you got to make a decision. Like for the transfer portal, you got two options when it comes to the transfer portal. You can either make it the beginning of January, be the first 2 weeks of January before school, because you still got to remember the whole purpose of the collegiate capacity of this is these kids need to be in school getting an education. If they get an education, you need to make sure that you're lining it up around the school schedule. That's the reason why the portal is so weird now, because it's around that. If you do that, you need to move the football schedule to be around when that happens. To me, the national championship, I don't like that they say this, but I agree with the date, just not the venue. The national championship needs to happen on January 1st, period. Do it on the first of the year, every year, Natty Day, and have the games leading up to it. That way, once the Natty's done, you have the opening for playoffs. I mean, you have the portal right there. If they really
wanted this, if they wanted this to happen, though, that's the thing. I love the part, and Coach, you please jump in on this part. I love the part where we blame the players for the rules they haven't made.
Yes, right. That's what I hate the most.
It's like, come on, man. We're talking about greed and acting like this is a greedy player stuff. Just talking about Oklahoma. Just talk about Oklahoma on this. 30 guys go to the portal. 25 of them were told to get there.
Exactly.
And so if you want this to be a certain way, you don't want to lose players to the portal, you don't want to do this, do that. Look, sign them to a 2-year deal. No. They don't want to do that either. They want to have roster flexibility to be able, if your ass is on the hot seat, I can go get hot in that damn portal. Man, it's not hard to look at. And here we are, but you get too many people allow themselves to get brainwashed. And the Big 12 is the worst on it. Look, you can bitch about Oklahoma and Texas all you want to, but they were screwing things up for a long time before they left. Exactly. All they really wanted to do was not play all noon games.
Right. They just want to play Nebraska at night.
Come on. You know what I'm saying? Little things. Let us do what we want to do because we account for 50% of the income in this damn conference. 2 teams.
Yeah. Exactly. Like that's the big thing. It's like
but
all this realignment.
Keep bitching, and it is what it is. Look, you're not helping yourself. BYU went out and got big today.
Yeah.
Bro, BYU went out there and laid it on the table.
Exactly. That's it. I mean, if we that's the one.
Everybody else is whining about it. Utah whine their asses off. We didn't get in the Big Ten. We deserve to be in the Big Ten. They were never wanted you. They never wanted you. They still don't want you. They still don't. Okie Light. We can't recruit with Oklahoma. Yes, you could. But I know you heard what I said about that one, right?
Yeah.
And it's all about, that's just the way that he's mediocre. It's a built-in excuse to lose the game. And we know he lost the game almost always. And yes, the huge TV contracts, especially with streaming, they're not going away. They're going to keep getting bigger.
Oh, they're gonna keep growing. Don't worry. And if they figured out how to go into a super league, to me, the solution, if you really want to do it, okay, let me say this. There isn't a true way. There has never been a true way to really determine a champion in college football because there's too many teams and not enough games that make sense to be able to play, right?
Right.
These
No,
kids
and you don't have equal scheduling. You don't have any way to like really, So it's
you haven't
never
really,
been about
and the
fairness.
resources, and I mean, some schools got more facilities, others don't, and all of this blah blah blah. Right? They got more backing, others don't. But that's the thing. So because of that, you create these ways to where you make these illusions to where you think all these teams have a chance when truly you really only got maybe 20 teams that have a chance. So to me, you make a 40-team Super League, 4 10-team conferences, or if you want to go bigger, you can go 70 or 80 and do 10-team conferences, and you make them play into like a tournament style all the way down until you get a champion, which could end on January 1st if you did the timing properly. Because then at that point, you really don't need a 12-game season. You could probably do like 11 games, go into a conference championship, and then trickle it down into
and they're going to have to do something about that, because if you have a long-ass layoff, and now Notre Dame can have it. Notre Dame, I mean, they came out smelling like a rose in this whole deal whenever they went to the straight seeding. Smelling like a rose. You don't have to play your conference championship. Guess what? You can still get a damn bye. Except you can't have that kind of time between games. It's not good for them. Remember, now back in the day when it was a 14 playoff, they all start in January. It's all of them. But now you've got staggering it up like that. The teams that get a bye, they're off for a month, and you've been playing for 2 weeks now.
I mean, go look at the way D2 does it. They do a 64-teamer that has a playoff system that goes all the way down.
I think they're going to have to start it earlier. You're just going to have to go the week after conference championship games. Those first round games got to go. They got to happen.
To me, it needs to be the conference champions. I totally understand when people say, well, one conference is tougher than the other and all of that. I totally understand that statement. But
I don't have a problem with the straight seeding at all.
Care.
I don't have a problem with that.
Right? Go down from that. You need to start the tournament Thanksgiving, the weekend of Thanksgiving. That's probably
the tournament. The tournament. Okay.
You should probably start the tournament.
Well, so you're saying get rid of conference championships?
Yeah, or something like that. I mean, or you could do conference championships.
The play-in game, I didn't love it at first. It's grown on me a little bit. The play-in stuff.
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't mind the idea. The idea of it's fun. The problem is we're playing too many games in the regular season already. Like, cut that back and then make it to where you can have the playoffs lead down into. Like I said, they do it in.
I think it'd be better for the Big 12 too, though. If you're going to get 2 teams, the number 1 team automatically qualifies, right? I think it'd be better for them and the ACC. Oh, we got JJ coming in too. My man. Hold on a second. Almost JJ, just a second.
I said, let me in.
Let me in. No, I feel like, but I'm just saying, like, to me, and Coach, chime in on this one, because I feel like if you do this, the playoff, let's talk about this playoff stuff and the play-in. First, I mean, I get the whole 5-11 talk. I get the talk, but I don't think that you can give it. You can, if you're the Big 12. Now, the ACC is probably going to get 2 in anyway. But to me, if you're the Big 12, you take your 2. Because otherwise you're fucked. You're fucked. You're not going to get 2 in if you don't do the auto 2. Because they don't think enough of you.
They're the Big 12. Why should they?
Neither does Coach.
Coach hates it. So funny.
Coach hates the Big 12. They're trash. JJ Kitchen.
JJ.
The man, the myth, the legend.
What's going on, fellas? Man,
dude, we're talking some
nights
shit.
I'm not leaving.
Talking some shit.
You know, that's always good to talk some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's actually it's pretty free out there right now.
It's kind of how we.
That's pretty constant on here.
Yeah,
it's true.
What's up, my guys?
I gotta live with it. I gotta wear that one. What's up? Hey, we're talking about this playoff. Do you prefer the 5-11 or the 4-2-2-2 model? What do you prefer?
5-11 all day, every day.
Yeah. Why?
5-11 because one, I think for the ACC, to your point, I was listening to you there. For the Big 12, yeah, it makes sense to do the 4-2-2 because they need to get 2 teams in. For the ACC, if it was a 16 team, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're listening.
Okay. Yeah. If it was a 16 team playoff tourney last year, the ACC would have had 3 teams in. They would have had Clemson, SMU, and Miami. So in those years, the biggest thing for me is, and the ACC will really work between 2, 3, maybe at most a year they get in a potential fourth team if Florida State ever wakes up. But after their debacle and their shit show today, they're going to get their absolute shit pushed in week 1 by Alabama. I mean, they're going to get fucked up.
Why would you do this? Why would you do this, Castellanos? Dumbass.
Let me tell you something. Why he did that when he got benched, and when you look statistically, last year, when Castellanos was benched, Boston College did better and won more games. So I have no idea what the fuck he was doing. But then again, that's why you don't let certain guys get to the media. But
Coach, what would you have done to that kid?
Put him in a circle and just beat the fuck out of him for a half hour.
Yeah. Would you have beaten him with a rubber hose?
I mean, literally, just like what? Like, imagine his teammates, like what they're saying, like, dude. Like what? Like we won 3 games last year. Like why would you like just poke the bear? Like why?
I don't understand it. It makes no sense. Why poke that bear? You don't have to.
Yeah, but to your point, to your original,
go in and talk all the shit you want to, like Diego Pavia did, and
that makes no sense either. That makes. I mean, at least. I guess the good thing is
thinking about after they beat them last year. Pavia talking shit after they beat Alabama. That's fine.
Yeah,
cool.
that's fine. Yeah, at least you beat him once. But then also too, like his conversation of like, Vanderbilt's going to be the standard. Like what the what? Like, dude, you had 1 good year. You're going to win 3 games again next year. Like, stop it. Like, I just don't understand some of these guys, and you're only hurting yourself. And I understand they need press, they need all kinds of revenue and whatnot, but. At the end of the day, I'm telling you right now, I'm for me personally, back to your point, Jason, and your question, for me, the 5-11 makes the most sense because that's the way that the ACC can make more money and get more teams in. Because I think when you do a 4-2-2, well, I guess 4-4-2-2-1, you get down to what?
It's
4, 8,
locked
9,
in. Aren't they locked into the money once this year is over with anyway? They already decided on the cut.
Yeah, but if you get more teams in, it gets you more money. And then once you advance on, it gets you more money as well. So each round, you're getting more money. So, like, the biggest thing for me is, like, I'm
not sure, JJ. I think it's that 58% was that 58% between the 2 big boys.
I don't know. I'd have to double check that. But I think everything that I've seen from the latest stuff is basically, the SEC and the Big Ten will get the most. I'll have to double check on that. But even if it is still the same, let's just say, for instance, it's the same money, the same no matter what.
But have more shots at it though. You want to put more teams in the playoff though, right?
Yeah. So
no matter what, you want to put more teams in there to give them a shot to go the distance.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think for me, I think for the Big 12, it's a little different. The Big 12 struggling
because they need to get 2 in. Look at last year. Yeah. BYU went to SMU and beat their ass. It wasn't even particularly close, and they didn't get a shot.
Yeah, and I think to that point, I mean, they did kick their ass early on, but the one thing too is also
11-2 though. They were 11-2.
But Kevin Jennings wasn't playing in that game either. That's a whole different ball game. You know what I mean? If Kevin Jennings plays in that game as a starter, it's a different game. But they did win. But overall, I think when you look at them, the Big 12 is not looked at as a big conference in terms of overall.
You don't have a big dog anymore.
They don't have any blue bloods. They have no dominant. I mean, to be honest with you, that's why I always tease WVU fans. Like, you didn't have to beat anybody. I mean, the teams that are in there, like Oklahoma State. We talked about how. I think overall, I mean, I do give Gundy a little bit of props. I mean, he does a little bit more with less, but at the end of the day, last year, if they have all this money, then how are they so horrible last year? And I understand revenue sharing is going to help out. That's a really good thing for all these schools. I know it's a really good thing for us here at Pitt. We get to use university dollars and then plus raise money donations. It's been helping out, especially in recruiting. Like right now, I mean, I can't tell you the last time that Pitt was ranked 19th in the country in recruiting, and they're still adding guys on board with that. So. The NIL stuff is great, and then also too the revenue sharing has been really good for a lot of schools. But for the Big 12, you got to take those two. There's that 4-4-2-2-1. For me personally too, I mean, Coach, maybe I'm wrong too. The 5-11 is better for Notre Dame too because they can get up higher in the rankings as well. And I think with Marcus Freeman, I mean, the one thing I love about Marcus is, and he's called the bullshit from the get go, is getting after USC. And the bullshit that's going on with that right now. I just like how Marcus is a guy that doesn't back down from nothing. And I think he's honestly, he's a special football coach. I think he's there for the long term. But I think the 5-11 is actually better for them because they can move up. And if you do that 4-4-2-2-1, that's only closing spots out for Notre Dame. So, and again, I think, I'm happy. I think the better thing that they're going to do this year, I think, to be honest with you, they're going to do a lot better job this year in terms of actually bringing them on to where the group of 5 won't have like a what's it called? A first round bye. I think Boise State was a good football team, but they weren't a top 4 team in the country last year. Notre Dame, and I've said this before, Notre Dame, think about it. I mean, Coach, you guys were down to what? Your true freshman at corner. I mean, how many guys that you guys have were playing as backups, and you beat Penn State? Didn't allow one catch to a wide receiver the whole game. I mean, that's pure dominance from Marcus Freeman. I mean, if anything, you would have thought they would continue to run the football, but they didn't. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the 5-11, and for me personally, I think it's the most fair way to do it. I mean, earn your way in. It's that simple. Like, because now if you do, for instance, Jason, if you do a 4-4-2-2-1, that just devalues the regular season. You're devaluing your out of conference schedule. So at that point, if
hold on though. And I want to throw this to Jay too for a second, because for the SEC, it doesn't devalue. In fact, everybody that wants them to go to a 9th game when they already played the toughest schedule in the country, and this, everybody wants them to go to that 9th conference game, especially the Big Ten. They're making that big ass freaking blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. All the Lincoln Rileys and the Matt Rules of the world that are bitching out of these games that are out of conference, now all of a sudden you don't have to worry about playing that game because, and why the Big Ten bitches about it, I don't know, but the SEC no longer cares, right? Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
The Big Ten cares so much about it because they're trying to say that the SEC plays too much of a cupcake schedule, not having to play everybody in their conference, which is stupid. Because if you think about it,
they also have to play a non-con Power 5.
That's what I'm about to say. That is the SEC's rule. Is their non-con schedule requires at least one of those teams to be another now P4. It has to be a P4 school. So it's the same thing as what the Big Ten's doing, except for they don't have to play in conference. Like, it's a lot tougher for them in conference in comparison. So to me, no, I would say it makes more sense for the SEC to stay at 8, add a marquee P4 game, someone from Big 10, ACC, Big 12, whatever, just have another marquee game and leave it at that. If you really want to make it
more games like that to be played is what I'm getting
exactly. And the Big Ten needs to do the same thing. To me, the Big Ten needs to go ahead and X there, but they are only doing. I'm
not saying that I love the 4-4-2-2 because I'm going to tell you that I'm not for auto bids at all. I think they suck.
I like the 5-11 as well. I like a whole bunch. I just like them to be ranked. But the only thing, though, for me, I have a caveat.
That benefits the SEC, the 5-11.
It really does. It really does a lot. Now I have a caveat. This may actually help with that component of it. Is you're not allowed to use AP, or the AP's not allowed to do their actual quote unquote rankings until after the 4th week of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Then that eliminates the ability to say, oh, we beat the number 6 team in the country and they're currently unranked. That should not count until once you get an understanding of what teams actually are. About a month in, 4th week, usually around the 1st of October, you got an idea of who's who. That's when, to me, you should start rankings. If you do that, I think it's a lot more fair.
Amen.
I agree.
And to your point, also too, let's put this on record too. The SEC and the ACC, by the way, okay, they both have 8 games. But how many crossover games are between the Power 4 there because of rivalry games? They're playing 9 games, 10 games in the Power 4.
Right. Yeah. Florida's got the worst. Georgia and Georgia Tech play each other. So Georgia has that additional game they're guaranteed on top of possibly another one. So there's a lot of SEC teams that do run into that exact same situation. Maybe one day if Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, mend their fence, that'll be another one. That'll be another P4 matchup that's going to be every single year, right? You get those. Exactly. Some of them do that. Pitt has that situation there too. West Virginia, that's starting to come back. Penn State, you're starting to see where some of these schools are figuring out and getting back to some of those rivalries where they can battle each other. But then that guarantees you have that. But not everybody has that though, right? Ohio State doesn't have that. They don't have anybody that they beef with outside of the Big Ten. Michigan doesn't either. Neither does Michigan State. So there's a lot of internal battles there. We totally get that. Hell, I would love for Oklahoma and Nebraska to play each other every year. Screw Oklahoma State. Give me Oklahoma and Nebraska every year. That would be fun, right? Everyone would love that. But you're not. That to me is where
I love the
change.
Nebraska game.
To me,
Matt Roll he'd be bitching and crying. Matt Roll, I can tell you that.
Oh, of course he would. I mean, heck, truth be told, he's the reason why Oklahoma's playing Temple right now is because he actually agreed to Oklahoma playing Temple when he was there like 12 years ago, which is even more hilarious. To me, it's
that was a different world.
You're dealing
for
with
him at that time,
right? But you're dealing with. He was trying to find another job. That's basically what he was doing, and now he ended up doing that. But I digress. Certain teams still are going to get the shaft no matter what. Florida's is guaranteed to be that one. They got 2 non-cons that are always going to be huge. Can't do anything about that, right?
But that's why I give the SEC and the ACC credit. Like, for instance, Penn State, they face their 9 conference games, which you look at the rest of the Big Ten, it's really not, when you really put down the numbers, they're really not that competitive. USC's horrible. UCLA's horrible. Penn State's out-of-conference schedule, the 3 games is Villanova, FIU, and Nevada. Okay, that's an absolute joke. Texas, and Ohio State are going to face each other. So
Oklahoma plays Michigan this year.
It's a good game right there. But then, like, for instance, look at Notre Dame. They go right down the line. We have Pitt has West Virginia in the backyard brawl and Notre Dame. That's 10 Power 4 games right there. So I mean, the Big Ten and their conversations in terms of what the scheduling looks like. I think they need to shut up a little bit and worry about their own scheduling, because you look across the board. I can go through a number of different schedules. Look at Indiana last year. Indiana didn't face a soul to Ohio State, and they lost. They get the playoff, and then Notre Dame absolutely just beats the living shit out of them. I mean, call a spade a spade. So and there was never a conversation about them last year either. So,
yes,
the Big Ten talks a lot of good game. They talk a lot of good stuff. But at the end of the day, that's great. They won the last 2 national championships. But let's be really honest here. Go do a full scale. But besides that, Ohio State.
If Texas doesn't run sideways on the goal line, that may not have won.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, too, call a spade a spade. Ohio State, how many times were they in the playoff? They got shut out by Clemson. They got absolutely dominated by multiple SEC teams.
Their daddy. Clemson was their daddy.
Yeah, I'm very exhausted of the conversation that comes out of the Big Ten. We'll see going forward here after this year. I think there's going to be a much more debate going forward. But, I think Penn State's going to be one of the teams to watch out of the Big Ten. But, James Franklin, man, he can't win the big one. I mean, he's 1-10 versus Ohio State. He's 5-8 versus. Is it 5-8 or 4-8? It might be 4-8 against Michigan. Has a losing record.
Doesn't he have 4 total wins? I think against them and Michigan State.
And look at their schedule. No, and look at their schedule this year, guys. Hell, it sucks. I mean, and they're not preparing themselves for a national championship.
No. The minute they get into the playoff again, it's
they're scared shitless of Pitt. They're scared shitless of playing anybody worth a shit.
Yeah.
They're pulling the same stuff that Matt Rule does and Lincoln Riley does. Lincoln really wants to get out of a 100-year game with Notre Dame because our schedule's too tough. You haven't even had to play Ohio State yet.
I think he might get fired just over that after this year. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that is such a notorious historical football game that the fact that he's fighting not to play it.
I would fight. They owe him too much money, JJ. They owe him too much.
But I'm going to tell you something, guys, and I'm not a Lincoln Riley fan. But let me tell you this. Where the fuck are the administrators in all this?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to step up and say, we don't give a shit, Coach Riley, if you want to play it or not. We're going to play it. So I'm not going to put the whole bag on Lincoln Riley, although I hate his ass.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. I also see the comment there, Davis Bevel. Davis Bevel is one of my guys from Pitt. I was happy when he made his way down there, so I appreciate that comment down there. Davis Bevel was a good guy too. But I can just tell you this, man. You look at the overall conference of the Big 12, like any other conference, they're very top heavy. Okay, you look past Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State. Who do you really have in that conference? They thought USC would be a good addition. They're not. They thought UCLA would be a good addition. They're not. Okay, Oregon was we're
talking about we're the number one recruiting class until you're not, just like last year when you didn't hold it.
Yeah, how many times did Texas have a great recruiting class in the Big 12 and they went 5-7? So I mean, and then obviously too, the biggest thing is with the transfer portal, recruiting rankings don't mean shit anymore. I mean, how many guys do you keep on your roster? Georgia's going through a bunch of stuff where I've got coaches down there saying, like, Jay, we're trying to hold on to guys right now. It's like, okay, that's great, but like every other team, we're doing the same exact thing. It's made college football better in that aspect. Now the transfer portal, I want to see like a 1 year restriction. Okay, you can transfer one time, and then you have to sit out after that. The guys that are transferring 4 or 5 years, again, guys call me crazy in the comment section. I apologize if you're going to hate this, but I truly believe in young men getting an education. I truly believe that.
Agreed.
I truly believe in guys getting an education and going to college and being able to have that piece of paper because it means something. I was the first one to go to college in my family and get an education, get a college degree. It's done wonders. I want young men to go to college and get a degree and stop transferring 4 or 5 places where credits don't transfer. The amount of times that happens and they don't graduate is a problem.
I agree.
No,
It
I agree.
sucks.
I'm with you there too.
But a lot of that has to do with coaches pushing them out too, though. Don't forget that part.
Yeah. Now that
They're a
there
very
is that
common piece. Yeah. Agreed.
Hey,
Well,
I just until this idea, we got to get over this idea of fairness too. Stop it. Fair is where you go to judge pigs.
Yeah.
It's never been fair. It's never going to be fair. And all they're doing with this Deloitte deal, pushing the shit back under the table. The bagman returns. It's not going to stop anything. There's no way you can do that shit and get away with it. They've proven that in the courts for the last 2 years. Every time somebody goes up against them, they get their ass kicked. The first time you say no to an NIL deal, it's going back to court, and it'll be all over with.
Yep.
But yeah, because how do you judge the market? Because I think in a capitalistic society, obviously, you have to look at the overall market. If they're willing to pay something, if I'm a company X, okay, I understand the individual, whether it's a donor, just doing pay for play. But if a company says, hey, I want to pay this guy $3 million to do a product, you can't stop him from doing that. You don't know the market. So I understand the revenue sharing, which is good because that allows a cap on that. But your NIL, there's going to be specific players in college football. It's not going to be everybody. It's going to be about really 20 to 30 guys that get over $1 million or more from organizations that are going to pay guys. And that makes sense. But I think at the end of the day, they got to collect the bargain, man. I've said it numerous of times. A collective bargaining agreement has to get done. It gets things done. It's a lot clearer. It's a lot cleaner. And I know that the universities
real change can happen then. Real change can happen then.
So when you start having dialogue from both sides, it's a lot like the National Football League, which I understand it never will be the National Football League, but you have that collective bargaining where you have it on both sides, and all of a sudden you draw that line in the sand and say, okay, we all agreed to the same shit. This is the line that we're following. And you sign up for 2 or 3 or 4 years, just like the NFL when it comes to collective bargaining, like the Major League Baseball, anything else. So I think overall, the non-collective bargaining agreement people, where they're just fighting that in the universities, is just creating more hell on themselves and more lawsuits. It's got to stop at some point. I mean, hell, there was a point in time where I didn't know if we were actually to get past the house settlement because of the bullshit that was going on. And I understand players wanting to get paid, and people in the past, obviously we lost money and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm glad we just got past that. But now collective bargain and then completely put it to rest there, because the more they fight it, the worse it's going to get.
Yeah, you got to quit making overarching statements like that, Looney. That's not freaking true for the grand scheme of things. There's a lot of guys that benefit tremendously from going to college, whether they were smart in high school or not.
I mean, there's academic All-Americans at Pitt, man. I know these kids. They're good kids, and
they're everywhere, man. They're everywhere because
Oklahoma State, Penn State, Pitt. It doesn't matter, man.
We have 2 of them.
Notre Dame's the highest. I mean, Notre Dame's the fucking highest.
Shit, Notre Dame's one of the toughest colleges in the country.
And they actually follow their standards to a high, to the legitimate highest degree. I mean, there is. I mean, I've had numerous friends from the Pittsburgh area here go to Notre Dame. I mean, that is a strong tradition of sending kids to Notre Dame, and it's hard to get in. There's
very hard to get in. I've known probably 3 people in my life that I knew personally that went to Notre Dame.
But you know what's interesting to me, guys, is all that shit that Marcus Freeman, or not Marcus.
I agree, Marcus Freeman, all the shit that Marcus Freeman be saying. Yeah, I'm with you.
Damn. Shit. I've lost my mind. Brian Kelly, all that bullshit that Marcus
steal his ass.
I'm going to say it again. Brian Kelly used to say about shopping down a different aisle. These kids are very academic, so we end up with a lot of 3-star players. That
because you're lazy, just like Mike Gundy. That's the Mike Gundy way.
And Marcus has completely thrown that shit out the window, and he's embraced the culture.
They're fucking scary, dude. Under Marcus, they're scary, dude.
and they're
And honestly,
recruiting.
Yeah, Marcus is the best because he's actually a likable guy. I mean, Brian Kelly, the amount of players that I know personally from the Pittsburgh area that's today, he literally didn't even have an open door policy. You had to make an appointment to go see the head football coach. I got news for you. Marcus Freeman doesn't do that. Marcus Freeman's an actually good guy. He loves his players. He actually loves the place at Notre Dame. That's why he loves the coach there. And it's easy to recruit to a place like that when you love what you do. It's a lot like you're not actually at a job. It's when you actually love what you do. It's not a job. You're just living every day.
It's your family. It's your family.
Yeah, and I think there are a number, and when you hear that family motto everywhere in college football, I'd say there's really about 10 to 15 true great cultures in college football in the Power Four. Now there's a number of in the Power Five, the FCS that I know. But, I mean, there's a number of guys that just put absolute BS out there about how it's family, and all of a sudden you find out afterwards they don't give two rats' ass about the player. It's just about the result. So
I agree.
That's right. That's right. I agree.
Looney, stop doing that. Stop it. Stop calling athletes idiots, man. Knock that shit off.
That's ridiculous.
Knock that shit off. What are we talking about? Why are you bringing that up anyways? Why does it matter? Some of them aren't as good as others in the classroom. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like anything else in the professional world.
Can you do the things they can do on the field? Nah.
That's through but you know, that's through the whole student body. It's not just the athletes.
Yeah, go to the regular student body. You'll find some real dumbasses. I mean, hell, they can't tell left from right. They couldn't find their two ass cheeks if you told them where it was.
Hey,
all right.
man. I mean, there's dudes. There's
and
guys
Looney,
with degrees that can't do that shit.
And Looney, let me tell you something. You probably, from listening to these statements, you probably never even had a jockey strap on. But let me tell you something, brother.
See what happens in here.
If you had to learn the damn college playbook, you wouldn't know your head from your ass,
Bro, and that ain't no lie. That's especially the Venables playbook on defense. Holy shit.
Learning a playbook. And fans do not understand this. I mean, whether it's the quarterback position, offensive line, route protections, shifting protections, understanding on defense where your hot routes are, when you're calling blitzes, when you're one, especially a two on defense, when you're actually trying to hide blitzes, you're calling them out. I'm telling you, man, it's you got to be a smart motherfucker to know that shit.
You do. So
how did Holtz win when it was tough admissions? How did he win? Because he was one of the best coaches in America. And he could go and recruit some of the best players in America.
Well,
guys like Tim Brown and freaking Rocket Ismail and dudes like that.
Yep.
I do.
And Jerome Bettis, yeah. And I'll tell you this, guys. Another thing that Lou Holtz did was he got them to allow some players in that in the past they hadn't let in, and so they kind of loosened the standards a little bit for Lou, which helped him bring in players that he needed to get.
Yeah, also
and they're doing that, and they're doing that for Marcus. They're doing it for Marcus too. I mean, you're seeing kids get in that in the past wouldn't have gotten in.
Mm-hmm. And also think too, you know, I've met Coach Holtz, and he's one of my favorite all-time coaches of all time because he is one of the best, whether you see him on the field or in person one-on-one, he's the same exact guy. I love the guy. I think he's down to earth as it gets, and he's actually upfront and honest about everything, and he wanted to transform everything. And back then, that was a major factor, okay? And like anything else. I mean, Jerome Bettis, again, with the Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, you can't say anything good enough about him, you know? I mean, Luke Holtz I remember when he was in Pittsburgh here, he was the Ohio Valley Hall of Fame, and a buddy of mine was going to the Hall of Fame. And Lou Holtz was one of the speakers, along with Mark May, which those two were great friends, especially in football. It was funny.
Mark May was rough on his ass on Saturdays, man. Damn.
Oh man, it was one of the best shows to watch growing up.
They wanted it that way.
Yeah, and Reese Davis was the judge. Oh my God, that stuff was incredible. But when Lou Holtz used to refer to Jerome Bettis, he's just like, they used to have nicknames for everybody. He used to bring up Jerome Bettis. He goes, Jerome hits like a Chevy. He's quick and sly,
bro.
Like a Chevy. That's why they call him Big Daddy. That's what I'm telling you. There's just at the end of the day, Lou Holtz was one of one.
as you bring up Bettis, the other thing too is if you'll see Marcus's recruiting guys, you see how many legacy players he's bringing into that program.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, he's stockpiling. The next one that looks like we're fixing to pick up is Fitzgerald, Larry Fitzgerald's son. Yeah, his son, and so it's a stockpile of those guys, and that's pretty smart too, because the chances are you're going to have some pretty good athletes.
Mm-hmm.
No shit. Yeah.
So,
fellas, we've been going for a while.
2 hours.
I'm supposed to record with Dent as well. There's an announcement coming tomorrow for an Oklahoma recruit. Supposed to be recording with him here in a few. So we're gonna kind of cut it here. Guys, man, I appreciate everybody coming in. I love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, man.
We'll get to see Jay and JJ.
Jay and JJ. Hey, Triple J. Triple J.
Yeah. Jay hadn't been in here in a while. JJ was here a few weeks back with just me, and he was talking on the late night show. But he came in a little toasty, and he was firing shots, buddy.
I will say, we were at a party, and I can tell you this: I saw some of this stuff. Dude, I came in hot. I mean, literally, I was burning. My ass was burning rubber coming into that show.
Yes, I love it. I loved it. It was good shit. We were laughing. I was like, oh, he's coming in hot. Here he comes. Hey, I appreciate it though, for real. Jay, tell everybody how to find you. I mean, you're everywhere, so they're gonna find you. But
I'm on every damn show, just as was basically stated. You can find me, of course, here on Unfair Sports on YouTube, as well as Locked On Sooners and wherever podcasts are down on listen to. Follow me on X at Unfair Sports. I'm always laughing at everybody else yelling at people. So holla at your boy.
We gotta have a talk, man. I gotta tell you about some stuff, brother.
All right, sir. Let's do that.
Let's talk later. All right, bro. JJ, do the same, my man. Do the same. Been watching your show a lot.
Talking College Football on YouTube, and find me at JJ_Kitchen40 on Twitter. And guys, as you always know, make sure you guys follow each one of these creators here. Obviously, again, I come on to this show for a reason. Jay is truly one of the best as well. Make sure you tune into his show. Guys, this is truly the best. Make sure you hop on and make sure you like the video. They're truly the best and always fun coming on here. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys as always.
Brother.
I'll see you next time.
Love you.
Appreciate
too,
you, man. Good to see you as always. Keep killing it. We'll talk to you soon as well. All right.
I'll see you guys. Love you. Be good.
Love you,
Later,
brother.
my friend.
Later. JJ and Jay.
It was great having those guys. That's what I said. Triple J, baby.
That's
Triple J.
It's always fun.
Hey,
man. And I love having some different opinions and stuff like that anyway.
Absolutely.
I think it's good to do it and to kind of get some look, dude, we talk about the word nuance a lot on this show. I like to use the word nuance, context, because it matters. You have to remember that context matters. And sometimes things are not just cut and dried. And so, when you come in saying silly shit, you can't throw a blanket over the whole thing and say they're all a bunch of idiots. You just can't do it. And guess what? If you do, that's fine. But understand something, that they do things that you can't do too.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'll drop that in there. It'll be for tomorrow, I think. It'll be on my channel and on Dent's. He's at Gridiron Insight, the Gridiron Insight on YouTube as well. There's an announcement coming, of course, but I can't drop it for you because it's a pretty hot though, and it's about an OU 27 recruit. You guys will like that. It'll be good stuff. But listen, man, just to finish up, did you get your number one in? Coach?
No. I didn't even get my number 2.
Well, throw them out. Let's go.
But I here they are. They're quick and easy.
People that are negative and voicing their opinion are the same ones that can't pay their own bills.
Number 2, right there, buddy. The Oklahoma State Shitty Cowboys.
There we go.
And then number 1, you already know who my number 1 is. It's the Rubbers.
The old Trojan man.
So that's it for me.
Listen, I think I got down to 2. It was the NCAA. I mean, my 1 is always going to be Texas /Okie Light / Missouri. Fuck Missouri too. and drink and talking all that shit that they've been talking.
Yeah.
They're going to get a foot put up their ass too. The rest of it, I mean, look, I don't really hate a lot of college football. I like college football. There's coaches that I think are full of shit. But yeah, you know.
Let's see, and the NCAA for me falls in here too, but it's just kind of like you were talking about earlier. Texas is a given, and so is the NCAA. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, yeah, and because in the end, I just want to see. I mean, I want to stop hearing about how bad it is, and let's start appreciating how really good it can be. And they're still making more money. These kids get the opportunity to make that money now. I mean, bottom line, you've got to give them the opportunity to have a say in this shit. You got to.
Jason, the truth of the matter is right now, college football is at an all-time high.
Oh yeah, man.
It truly is right now.
More people have an opportunity to win than they ever have.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 years ago, what did we say? How many teams could win it all? 2 years ago, you and Shadi and me were having this conversation with Coach I.
Yeah.
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Now it's 8, 9, 10.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think it's a toss-up. I don't know. I'm going to tell you, I think that there's at least that many that could win this year. And I'm not sure who it's going to be. I think that I picked Notre Dame at number 1. They've been number 1 for me. Penn State's up there. Clemson's up there. Alabama's right up there. LSU, I think, is good enough to, but you got to see it from BK. I mean, Texas, yes, Texas is talented. We still have to see that from them, but they could win it. Could they win it? Sure.
They could.
Could Oklahoma win it? Maybe.
They could.
Right? Maybe. Oregon should be able to win it. We know Ohio State can win it. Michigan, maybe not this year, but they're on their way again. I mean, there's just programs out there that can do it. And look, if you don't think that BYU showed up on the stage today to tell you that they're not going anywhere, you're not paying enough attention. They've got more money than you can think of. They've got Notre Dame money. Maybe not Notre Dame money, but it's close.
Mm-hmm.
They got a whole church that is sending money that way.
Yes, sir.
And it brings people to their university, which helps that's their mission. That's their mission, is to help the church reach more people. Believe me, it's about more than just football.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, I'm telling you, when you go and and dude, they beat out Oregon, where everybody goes to Oregon because it's Oregon and Nike and all that shit. They beat out SC for them. I mean, they were going up against some big time. Yeah. I mean, Ole Miss was another one. Lane Kiffin does it right with those dudes. Hey, man, that's a big move by Kalani Sitake. A big move by Kalani Sitake.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the rest of the Big 12, you should get on board or shut the fuck up. There may be your only hope, because it ain't Utah and it ain't Okie Light. We're going to leave it on that. Appreciate everybody coming in. We're going to go out on our commercials. Make sure you hit up our sponsors, man. If for no other reason that you go to our Fanatics partner page, get the deals on your gear. The season is 65 days away. 65 days away.
Count down, baby.
Be here soon. I love it.
Woo!
We got some announcements coming soon for Hall of Fame college football. Cannot wait to get this going. I'm fucking pumped about it. I just can't wait. Cannot wait, but it's gonna be a lot of fun stuff, man. And man, the season's on its way. Make sure you like and subscribe. We need to get to 5,000 subs on this channel, man. Share us. Other people like to see us. Hey, we got a bunch of new guys from FSU in here the other night that subbed the other night. They didn't know about the channel hardly. Help us out. Get us out there to everybody. We'd appreciate it, man. Absolutely. Love everybody.
And thank y'all for coming on.
Thank you, Coach. You're the man.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Love you, man. We'll talk to you later.
Love you too.
See you
Okay,
guys
bye-bye.
on the next one. Are you tired of your game day gear looking like it's stuck in the offseason? Well, step up your fandom with Hall of Fame College Football's official Fanatics partner store. Whether you're a diehard Oklahoma Sooners fan like myself, bleeding crimson and cream, or you rep another one of the SEC's heavy hitters, Fanatics has you covered. Shop thousands of officially licensed hats, jerseys, sideline polos, and exclusive championship merch from the entire Power 4 and Group of 6 too. All shipped directly to your doorstep and fast. Want to gear up like your favorite coaches and players? Are you looking for that perfect tailgate tee or a statement piece for your man cave? Fanatics is your one-stop shop for authentic college football gear from everybody that plays the game. So do yourself and your team a favor. Click our link in the description or simply log on to hofmedia.us/fanatics. That's hofmedia.us/fanatics. And you can shop everything that you want for the best prices of the day right on our Fanatics partner page. Hey, Jason Watkins here with Hall of Fame College Football. And if you are ready to back your favorite team, the Sooners, and fade that Texas hype train every Saturday this fall, there's only one place to do it, MyBookie. Right now, you can double your first deposit up to $1,000 when you sign up at hofmedia.us/mybookie1000. That's hofmedia.us/mybookie1000. Yep, 100% deposit bonus, and it takes less than 5 minutes to get started. Whether you're betting college football, rolling the dice in the online casino, or dropping a 10-leg parlay on SEC Chaos, MyBookie has everything you need. Bet anytime, anywhere, on the go, at the tailgate, or yelling at the refs from your couch. Just don't talk trash. Put your money where your mouth is. Hit that link, hofmedia.us/mybookie1000, and get your deposit bonus today. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere